How's it going? Got a bet for you. Pretty sure you'll recognize these two brands, but here's the twist. Bet you didn't know you can now actually buy those two brands at Supercheap Auto. To give you a bit of a taste for what's available, Supercheap Auto's actually sent out a couple of products to me from both Hardcore and Renogy to test out and see what I think. I personally picked out a couple of items that I'm pumped about, and I know that these things are going to be handy for me in current trips and future trips.
For the past week, we've been lucky enough to spend some time over on Moreton Island, tucked away in beautiful southeast Queensland. It's honestly one of our favourite spots to escape to, and it gave me the perfect chance to properly put these items through their paces and get a real feel for them. I've had a few solid days to test everything out in different conditions, and I've got some honest thoughts to share. I've also got a full video from that trip coming up very soon, so keep an eye out for that.
So here we go. I've got two items here from Renogy and two items here from Hardcore as well. Here's what I've tried out for the week. The Hardcore 12 volt coffee machine. They make a neat little toasty maker. From Renogy, we've got one of the little battery boxes. To go with the battery box, Renogy also has a fold-out solar panel that can charge it. So I'm just going to go through and tell you what I like and don't like about these, and if you like what you see, if you think you can use it in your setup, then you can go grab it straight from Supercheap Auto. All right, the first one I'm going to talk about here is the 12 volt coffee machine from Hardcore. Both of these Hardcore items actually connect using an Anderson plug. Little fuse in there, very simple. As soon as you plug it in, power's on. You've probably seen in my videos, I love making coffee with like a mocha pot, cooking it on fire, or at least on the stove if I can. Really enjoy the experience of doing that every morning when I wake up after camping. Getting the 12 volt coffee machine actually first appealed to me because I wanted to try it out for when my wife comes along camping. The beauty of this thing is that it can take Nespresso pods, so you can pick whichever flavor you want, go to your local Nespresso shop, and you can have the same coffee that you're having at home. So it's nice and simple. When this makes a coffee right, it tastes amazing. It's actually just such a good coffee. It's a very simple and easy to set up machine, but the thing I would say about this is you really got to read the instructions. It took me a couple of goes of using this to work it out properly. Just completely user error in doing that, but once I actually got it worked out, then it was making awesome coffees. It obviously takes up a lot of volume. It's not very heavy, but you got to find a spot for them as well. And you got to find a secure spot for it as well, because you don't want it bouncing around in your car. It's fairly robust, but it's potentially a fragile item. You could crack the little tank on there. Things might fall off. I'll have to check if there's actually a carry bag that you can buy for these separately, but Hardcore, if you're watching, if you don't have a carry bag for these, probably a good idea. Something with a little bit of padding, maybe with something with some molly straps or something so you can hold it down somewhere. But overall, I really enjoyed this thing. The question would be, am I going to take this on camping trips indefinitely? I think I'm going to for the foreseeable future. It might be just more for camping trips that I don't want to cook around fire and I just want an easy coffee every morning. So it's certainly got a place in my setup. Next thing I'm chatting about, I'm really excited about it. It's a toasted maker from Hardcore as well, toasted sandwich maker. I've been using this thing all week.
Nice.
Again, Anderson style plug, plugs in. As soon as it's plugged in, it's on, buttons light up, and you just gotta wait for it to heat up. And as soon as it's hot, you can chuck whatever you're cooking on there. The toasted sandwich maker, as soon as you plug it in, it doesn't take very long to heat up. But the thing I would say about this is, don't expect to have a toasted sandwich ready as quickly as you might have one at home. Plugged in a 12 volt system, it only delivers so much heat to it. The toasties that I've been making all week have been taking a real long time to do. But once they're done, they're delicious. And it's been super easy. All I've done is brought some bread and salami or ham and cheese, tomatoes, put those on a toasted, and amazing. Much better than a cold sandwich when you're on the fly. All you need is just an Anderson plug somewhere in your setup connected to your second battery. So this is absolutely staying in my setup. I think for lunches alone, it's gonna be a real game changer for me. So I'm really stoked on this one for such a simple little thing. And again, it's probably fragile. It'd be great to have like a little bag or something that you could have that protected in, but it's quite slender. You can fit it away somewhere awesome, so no problem. All right, moving on to the Renogy products. So the main one I've got from them is the little Renogy lithium portable power station. I was really resistant to getting one of these. You see lots of YouTubers pushing big power boxes and things like that, and to be honest, it's a bit exhausting to see, and now I'm doing it. But I think they have their place. Like I said, I was really resistant to wanting one of these. I like to rely on my car as a source of power. And if you've got a decent enough battery, you probably arguably wouldn't need one of these. But this thing has been really handy this whole trip. So we're away for a week at the moment, and it's been powering our phones, Bluetooth speakers, my GoPros, drone, everything. I got 2 full days of charging things from it before I found it needed a recharge. So if you're going on a long trip and you really don't want to be leaning too heavily on the 12 volt system of your car, especially if it's rainy or like dark all the time, or you're demanding other levels of power from your car, like running a fridge or many more appliances, having a little extra box like this is quite handy. It's only a small unit, it's not very heavy, you can fit away somewhere, you can have it fully charged before you leave for your trip, and you can deplete it over that time. But we've got 2 full days out of this thing so far before I found I had to charge it, and it's been doing great up until then. Literally, as I've been talking, it's been charging my drone for me. So the other cool thing, obviously, is you've got a 240 connection on this thing. The beauty of this little thing is that it's tiny and it's fairly lightweight. It's not a massive suitcase of power box that you need to take with you camping. But I will say that the 240 volt is probably your limitation, at least in my experience. I've tried a few appliances at home. It's limited to, I believe, 200 watts, but effectively that's only going to power chargers, things that are slowly trickling power. Like for instance, your coffee machine at home, an espresso coffee machine might draw 1500 watts, so far exceeds the amount that this can put out. But if you've got something that you're charging while away camping and all you've got is that connection, it might get you out of trouble. Like I said, for everything else, for all the connections you have there, you've got 2 USB-A connections, a USB-C output, and then your DC, and you've even got a SIG power point that you can, so that's the input, and you've got a SIG charger if anything you're running runs off that. Lastly, to go with the Renogy item, I've actually got the Renogy eFlex solar panels. So the first thing I'll say about this is it's heavy, okay? So I think it's about 11 or 12 kilos, which is a lot of weight when you're taking just your car. You're trying to limit space and how much gear you're putting into your car. So that was an immediate thought for me. I'm like, well, how badly do I want to take this? I've been thinking about it a lot over this entire trip, and I think the reason you get one of these is if you're going on a long trip and you're taking one of these with you, like a week, couple of weeks, this is going to give you a great amount of help. But when it comes time to charge it, hopefully you can get a couple of sunny days and you can charge it up that way rather than leaning on your 12 volt system on your car. The panels pack a punch. On a full sunny day, I can see 60 watts of input on the top here. And generally that might take then about 2 to 3 hours to fully charge the battery from near 0 to 100%. So you get a little bit of cloud, obviously you get less input, so it's going to take a little bit longer. Realistically, it might take you half a day to fully charge the battery, but then you get 2 full days of battery use from that. So like I said, if you're doing a really long trip and you only have to charge it every couple of days and it only takes you half a day to a couple of hours, then you're golden. One thing I'll mention is that for the Renogy products, they're both sort of designed to go together. You can buy the battery box without the solar panel, and you can buy the solar panel without the battery box. You can use it to charge other things, but they're kind of marketed to join together, but there is a connection cable that you need to buy separately. So that was something that tripped me up at first. I got the 2 of them, realized I couldn't connect them. So something to be aware of. Definitely buy that cable and it'll be worthwhile.
One last thing that I want to mention here is that there is also a hardcore solar blanket available at Supercheap Auto. It's similar in specs, but slightly smaller in dimensions and a few kilograms lighter. But I'm interested to do a comparison test between these two in the future.
This one's a quick short video, and the whole purpose is to tell you that these 2 brands can now be bought directly from your local Supercheap Auto store. So you can walk in, go buy them, check out their range. And it's not just limited to these products that I'm showing you, but these are some of my favorite things that I've seen in their listings, and they've got a heap of other awesome stuff as well. So the question might be, am I going to be using these for the foreseeable future? I would say yes. I obviously picked these knowing that they'll fit into my setup, but they're not necessarily items that I would have needed to buy straight up. I've been really impressed by all of these products, so you'll definitely see them come on up. But if you like the look of any of these, or if you want to see the range of what you can buy, go to the Supercheap Auto website. I'll put the links in the description below for these individual products as well as the individual brands at Supercheap. So go check them out. If you want one, go get one. Cheers.